Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Chef Kyleg's cooking channel. Thanks for watching. Tonight I want to wish you guys a very happy new year and I hope everyone had a great Christmas. Thanks for watching the last episode. We're up to about 95 views or something like that. Anyway, tonight we're doing a lobster dish. Lobster was voted on Facebook, so tonight I'm going to do a little bit of lobster for you guys with a couple of sides, a couple of vegetables, a couple of mushrooms. I was able to go to the market today. We went to Specialty Produce down in downtown San Diego, picked up a ton of fresh vegetables. Which is perfect for this rainy day, this miserable, cold, rainy day we're having. And I also picked up some lobsters. I picked up some 2-pound lobsters and some chick lobsters from Chesapeake Seafood down in downtown San Diego as well. For those of you watching in Florida, my old stomping roots, you guys can go to New England Fish Market in Jensen Beach. They have a phenomenal selection of fish and shellfish, including live lobsters, if you guys want to recreate any of these recipes. And I urge you guys to go to your local farmers markets, your local produce vendors, and really take advantage of what's in season. And you'll save yourselves a ton of money by going to these places as opposed to going to your regular grocery stores, and you'll get a lot better product as well. So I might be doing some of the filming myself tonight, as Gina doesn't want to watch any lobsters go in the pots of water in the ovens, but that's okay. So from there, I just want to say thank you guys very much for watching this channel. This is really fun to do. This is our second episode. And just to give you a little idea of why we're doing this is, you know, it's a very fun passion for both myself and for Gina to cook and, you know, spend some time together with each other. And with as much as I work, as much as she works, it's really a great opportunity for us to kind of enjoy something we do. We get to nourish each other with great food, and we really just get to have a great time with it. So I hope you guys can do the same with some of this, even if you don't recreate the recipes, even if you just get some ideas or you just have fun cooking at your home. So relax, enjoy. I'm gonna have some recipes up and we're gonna get rolling. Thanks so much. Alright, so what we have here is we have all the lobster, the 2-pounders. Pretty much what we did was we killed them first, and then we took their arms and tails and we put them in the boiling water. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cook these about 3/4 of the way until they are almost done. Then I'm going to take the claws and tail meat off, and we're going to saute those up to make our ginger chili sauteed lobster. The 2-pound lobster, the chick lobsters that you guys saw pictures of earlier, those I have in the freezer right now in a little bit of ice water. Here, come over here and check this out. I don't have a full thing big enough for ice water, so I'm trying to chill these here. I'm not trying to get them too cold. I just want to get them cold enough to where I can handle them and take their meat and put it into the braised vegetables. All right, so first up, what we're going to do is I'm going to get the vegetables ready for us to get our braised vegetables with lobster, right? So first off, I'm going to add about 2 ounces of olive oil to the pan here, just enough to coat the bottom. Messing with the wrong burner here. Alright, so first what we're going to do is, in the recipe you'll see that we have a bunch of vegetables prepped already. Over medium heat, using extra virgin olive oil, I'm going to add my onions. Okay, and I'm going to add my fennel. And just like last time when we made the lentils, we were sweating tomato escape in that. We're sweating our vegetables so we could get a lot of flavor and developization. I'm not even sure if that's a word, but what we're going to do is we're going to develop some flavors in here by sweating our vegetables, right? And this is going to be the base for our braised vegetables with lobster meat. Again, a lot of these dishes that I'm doing for these videos, a lot of them are just very simple, easy to do home dinners, right? Focusing on feeding the family. So we're going to do them so you can serve them on a nice large side, right? So what we want to do is I'll turn the heat up just a little bit more, about medium high, get these things going. It's important not to get any color on these. We just want to just extract the oils, cook them down, and get them so they're not too fibrous, too tough. I'm going to get them a little tender just with the olive oil here. We're going to season them here in a minute. Alright, so now I'm going to pull my lobster meat out of my boiling water here. These claws and tails, these are the ones that I was only going to cook about 3/4 of the way, because these I'm going to reserve for my sauteed. Pretty much what we're doing is, what we're looking for is, you just want a fair amount of resistance between the joints here. With the tails, you want a nice and firm resistance. And then I'm just going to let these hang out here. They're just about done. Probably by the time we come back to them, they'll be cooked, ready to go. If I was in the restaurant, I'd chill them right now, but I'm going to come back to these momentarily, so we're going to let these go. Now we're going to come back over here to our braised vegetables, right? So what we're going to do at this point in time is we are going to add our potatoes, right? We've got some nice baby fingerling potatoes at the market today. These are going to go in. We're going to add the fresh thyme. And I have some fantastic Swanson's organic vegetable broth. This is great to use in place of any type of stock, liquid, any nice braising juice you want to use. Okay, so I'm going to pour this in just to cover about halfway up the vegetables. Because we're going to put some tomatoes in here soon, this, that, the other. But what we want to do first is make sure that our potatoes are fully cooked. Okay? This is then going to go in the oven at 350 degrees, and we're going to cook it until our potatoes are fork tender. Alright? So I'm going to cover this up real quick. And you don't need to go crazy with the cover. You just want to cover it to keep the heat and the steam in. And that's it. I'm going to get rid of my lobster water here, and we're going to move into the next recipe. Alright, so these are the chick lobsters we had cooked and chilled. What we're going to do is we're going to take this meat off the claws and the tails, and we're going to set it aside, and we're going to reserve it for our braised vegetables with lobster meat. So pretty much what I'm doing is I'm just taking the arms off, take the rubber band off, and take the claws and knuckles off. And from this point, I'll show you guys a real easy trick here. You take the thumb, the inside claw, take that off, right? And then you just want to take the back of your knife, a couple times there, a couple times there, pull it out, and you have a perfectly cooked lobster claw. You don't need to fight with it. You don't need to do any of the crackers or anything like that. And you have a whole nice piece of lobster meat. All right, same thing. You want to make sure you get this big piece of cartilage and tendon out of there. All right, and it comes right out just like that. Next up, for the tail, just grab by the head, grab by the tail, and twist. All right, now just cut the tail right in half. Okay, we got a little tamale in there, a little eggs. You just take this meat out. Now all these shells I'm going to save because I'm going to make lobster bisque next week. So I'm going to put all these shells in a Ziploc bag, throw them in the freezer, and then next week we're going to do lobster bisque. Alright. Alright guys, our potatoes are done, so we're going to pull these out of the oven. Alright. Pull these out of the oven here. Take our foil off. You see we've lost a little bit of the liquid. Our vegetables have cooked down a little bit. I'm going to grab a knife. What you want to do is you want to take maybe the largest potato here, stick it in. It's pretty soft, pretty tender, right? So it's just about done. What I'm going to do is I'm going to add my tomatoes to this. Okay, I'm going to add the lobster meat that we chopped up. There we go. I want to leave it nice and large, about the same size as the largest potato. That way you can definitely see a fair amount of the lobster in there. You can see the tomatoes in there. And then I'm just going to give this a nice little fold right here to get this in there. And then we're going to just let all of this warm up together. We're going to let those tomatoes cook a little bit. So these are actually going to go back into the oven. Okay. I'm going to add just a little more olive oil for a little flavor, for a little seasoning. Now we want to give it a taste. Grab my trusty spoon. Now we're going to taste it for salt and pepper. Remember, we didn't season it before it went in the oven. Perfect. Taste the fennel, you taste the onions, taste the herbs. So I'm just going to give it a little salt and pepper. This is a very simple, robust dish. You don't want too many crazy flavors in here because the lobster is a very, very delicate flavor. So you just want this to kind of play well with the lobster. The fennel kind of helps bring that all together. All right, and I'm going to add just a shot more of my vegetable broth here, just to make sure everything stays nice and moist. Maybe another ounce or two. All right, this is going to go back and covered into this oven. And really all that needs is another 5-6 minutes. It doesn't need too much longer. We just want to get the tomatoes warm and finish the potatoes all the way through. Alright, so next guys, we're going to segment some blood oranges just for a little garnish for our lobster dish. Alright, so first what you want to do, and you can use any orange if you want. I just happen to find these at the market. So here we go. What you want to do is you want to just cut the top off here like this. Cut the bottom off here like this. What we're going to do is we're going to get ready to take the skin off. See at the top here, you want to start kind of where the white is and just kind of go around and around like motion and try to get not too much of the flesh, just a little bit off. You don't want to leave any of the white. See this beautiful blood red orange? Some of my favorites. They're great in season right now. So we're just going to take this. And then you just want to check it and make sure that we get all the white, all the bitter of the citrus off. And me personally, I love cooking with citrus. Whenever I'm making any type of, really anything, it goes so well with a lot of stuff, especially seafood. So what you want to do is you want to cut in between the white lines. If you guys can see that there. In between the white lines and the sections there. Let me get this little piece off there. And you want to get just the segments. That way it's nice and easy to eat. Right? Don't need to go too hard. You don't need to go all the way through the orange. Just in between. That way you don't have to eat any of the fibers from the fruit. And these are simply, we're just going to lay next to our lobster meat. You'll see that when we get into our next segment. Alright guys, so up next we've got some phenomenal golden chanterelles here that we were able to pick up at the market. These things are fantastic. They go great with lobsters and they're going to make a nice little dish. You know, this is a pretty elegant dinner for New Year's, so we wanted to go all out. So we got the bigger lobsters, we got the golden chanterelles, we got the blood oranges. Wanted to make it really something exciting. You could substitute these for any kind of wild mushroom if you want. That's definitely an option, because these can get upwards to $15, $20, $25 a pound. So You can use any other kind of wild mushroom if you'd like, or you could go all out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a little butter and a little olive oil, just because I like both of them a lot. Alright, so we're going to melt down our butter here. And you don't have to use a non-stick pan. I just have this good trusty pan laying around, so I wanted to go ahead and use this one. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to saute the mushrooms. I'm going to set those aside, and then I'm going to saute off my, just real quickly, my baby bok choy, just so I have a nice little color of gold and green. I'm not chopping these up at all. I just want to get these things whole sauteed mushrooms. A little more oil here. I'm going to go ahead and season them now, just with a little bit of salt and pepper. These things have a phenomenal natural flavor, so I'm not really going to mess with it too much. Again, we're going to do this over medium-high heat. These are going to take a little bit of time. Don't be afraid. You just want to let these things go. You want the mushrooms to absorb the oil and the butter and kind of just start to just slowly cook and extract their juices and just cook down and really just absorb all this. So we're just going to let these go. I would say you probably have a solid 5 to 8 minutes on the stove top of about medium-high heat of just letting these guys cook down to the proper consistency. Alright, so you see this starting to cook down a little bit. So what I've been doing is just kind of tossing them around and just basting them a little bit. I don't want to break them up. I don't want to beat them up with my tongs. But I do want them to get a nice solid cook. So I just want to gently toss them around. You'll notice I don't have any herbs. I don't have any shallots, any garlic. You can add all that if you want. But really, we're going to have a lot of flavors going on in some of the other components with our dinner. So I just really want the natural flavors of these mushrooms to shine through. I mean, really, when you're working with food, the key is just to have really fresh ingredients, right? And my concept is to just let the natural flavor shine through. I don't want to alter it too much by doing anything wild or crazy. See, I'm starting to develop a little color on some of these mushrooms here. That's all right. Get a nice solid sear. And you'll see when you're cooking mushrooms, even if they're not chanterelles, you'll see they start to get a little meaty, a little tender. That's what you want, as opposed to what they were originally when they were kind of hard and spongy. That's how you know you're getting somewhere with your mushrooms. Kind of see them getting nice and soft and juicy like that. That's when you know you're close. So some of these bigger ones will take a little longer to cook, but that's alright. Hey, we're at home, we're relaxing, we're enjoying ourselves. It's New Year's Eve, we're making a nice dinner. Alright, so we're all set. I just gave them a nice little taste. I'm just going to season them up a little more with some more salt. Okay, then I'm going to take them over here. Take them out of my saute pan here. Nice cooked mushrooms. I'm going to kind of pile them up here. I'm setting all this stuff on the side because I'm going to make a plate of lobsters and mushrooms and all types of good stuff. Alright, so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to return the pan back to the heat. And I'm going to add my baby bok choy. Okay? And we're just going to do the same kind of thing here. Is we're just going to throw this in there like that. In the pan. Season it up. And this is going to cook very quickly. So we're just going to want to stand by it. If you've ever sauteed fresh spinach before, very similar, except you do have the bulb right here, as you can see. But that's all right. These are naturally very tender as they are. So I'm just going to fold them over. Get them all nice and coated in our olive oil butter mixture that we have going on in our pan already. And just let the natural waters that's inside the vegetable kind of steam it and cook it a little bit. You want to do this over medium-high heat. We're going to make just some nice, tender, sauteed greens. Anytime you're cooking vegetables like this, you really don't want to overcook them because you do lose a lot of the natural vitamins and natural nutrients that are within the vegetables. So I'm just going to wilt them like this. And I'm going to return them to our plate here. And that's it for that. Now we're going to work on our lobster. All right, here we go, everyone. We have our lobster meat ready right here. These are from our 2-pounders. So we have our 2 tails and our 4 claws. And this is the main part of our dish here. All right, so what we're going to do now is this. Got some butter ready to go right here. Slide this over. Take about an ounce of butter or so. We're going to make a sauce real quick. The butter in the pan over medium-high heat. Fresh shaved ginger. You could do grated if you want. I prefer the chips, right? And we're just going to toss this up. And again, we're just going to kind of sweat our ginger here just for a little bit. Pan was pretty hot, so I turned my heat down. I'm going to get a little more butter in there. Now the recipes are a great help, but you also want to be able to feel the recipe. You want to add your own little interpretations into the recipe. All right, so now I have my lobster tails here, just straight out of the shell, or in the shell, just cut in half. I'm going to add them meat side down. I'm keeping the shells just for presentation. So they're going to go in there like that. Okay, and then next, I'm going to squeeze a lime in there. This is going to help stop the cooking process for the ginger, so it stops developing color. Return it back to the heat so this gets nice and hot. Okay, then I have some nice chili garlic sauce. Pretty spicy stuff, so I only want to use a little bit here. Okay, so I'm going to use this little spoonful here, spoonful there. Toss this up here like this. You guys can kind of start to see my sauce developing in the pan. Bring this up, and we're going to finish with a little more butter. As you know, when you have lobster, you have to have a ton of butter. Lobster is not complete without butter. Alright, so we're going to melt this down here. And then we're gonna do the same for our lobster claws. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm just gonna throw my claws right in here. The extra space of the pan we have. Now, if you remember, we let our lobsters cook, and then we let them kind of hang out next to us for a little bit. So what we did was we allowed them to carry over cook. They're perfectly cooked, and now we're making a little bit of sauce. This sauce is going to be very powerful, so you don't want too much sauce. So we're just going to let this go nice and slow so it stays hot. And I'm going to start building my plate right over here. So I have my mushrooms here, which I'm going to set kind of in the middle. Okay, now I have my baby bok choy, which I'm going to kind of spread around like that, kind of a little bit in the center. Next up, we have our lobster. Just gonna go just in here like this. Okay, then we have our lobster claws. I'm going to put the small one in there at the bottom so we get the big ones all on top here. And I'm going to pour this little bit of sauce here right on top of everything. As you see, it's not swimming in sauce. It looks pretty tight in that pan, but I don't want it swimming in too much sauce. As I said, this is going to be a pretty potent sauce. Alright, then if you just happen to have some time to chop some parsley, sprinkle some chopped parsley right on top. And there you have it. You have chili, ginger, garlic, roasted lobster, pan roasted lobster with sauteed baby bok choy and golden chanterelles. Alright, enjoy everyone. Alright, and before I forget, I almost forgot, those blood orange segments that we had, we're just going to add right to this, right? Just sprinkle them kind of right around the plate here. That way everybody gets some. Obviously this is a serving size to share, you know what I mean? But we're just going to add this on there. Just goes well with the flavors of the chilies and everything else. And there we go. Enjoy. Alright, so here we have our finished lobster and braised vegetables. You can see the tomatoes, they're just slightly wilted here. They're not even overly too hard cooked. You don't want them to be. You want them to be nice and plump. So pretty much what I have is I have a slotted spoon, right? And I'm just going to scoop up some potatoes, some onions, some fennel, definitely some lobster. Okay, on a nice cold rainy day like today, this just screams heartwarming kind of soul food with a kick, right? Comfort food, well, maybe not soul food, but comfort food with a kick, warming for your soul. Okay, here we go. Just tomatoes. We checked it for seasoning earlier, so I think it only got better since the time it's been in the oven. There's extra couple minutes just to warm everything up, right? And then the finishing touch here is definitely going to be some chopped parsley. The nice fresh chopped parsley flavor, nice chopped herbs, right on top. There you go. There you have it. Lobster and braised vegetables on a nice cold rainy day. You know what? Don't be afraid to get a little bit of extra juice in there. Who doesn't like juice, right? Excellent. Enjoy. Cheers.